I'm confident that Brime is either a codename for something else or completely fake, and I'm going to show you the evidence that brought me to this conclusion. No clickbait, I have the receipts. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I'm Strife. This is Daily Strife, the bite-sized show all about geeky gossip and nerdy news. If you'd like daily updates about what's going on in the world of nerd, make sure you subscribe and then ring the bell icon so you get all the notifications. Let's have a look at this Brime thing. So what the hell is Brime? Why is it all over the gaming news? Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, YouTube. As usual, let's add a little bit of context. The Brime website is the next step in the Dr. Disrespect saga. For those of you not watching my daily videos, Dr. Disrespect is a major Twitch streamer and he's been permanently banned from the platform. He had around 4 million followers and several 100,000 subscribers. The guy's worth between 3 and 4.5 million pounds. He's a major player in the online streaming world and his channel has been wiped clean and all his endorsements seem to be taking a step away from him, trying to distance themselves from him. We don't know why or what happened, but we do know that all of his Twitch monthly subscribers have had their subscription fees refunded. Now, Twitch is owned by Amazon, and Amazon don't like to lose money, so for Twitch to refund a monthly subscription, you know something big has happened, and he's likely not coming back. So people began to ask the question, why was he banned? Which is only natural, people are curious. That's what my last video was all about, examining every theory we have and questioning them. Who benefits, who loses, who stands to make money, who stands to lose money, where's the source coming from, what could this mean? And I try and keep a middle ground, judgment-free, a balanced approach to each and every avenue of possibility and then comparing and contrasting them. You know, like how the news is meant to be reported. Now, some of these theories were wild. You have got awful accusations, you've got completely unsubstantiated claims, or just straight up conspiracy theories about the content of the Roblox game in the background of his final video. But there was one theory that seems to be gaining a bit of traction, and it combined with another piece of recent gaming news. The streaming service Mixer will be shutting down. Now, Mixer was owned by Microsoft, and they were trying so hard to be a major player in the streaming industry. They knew they'd be taking on, established giant Twitch and the other up-and-coming streaming sites like Facebook Gaming or YouTube Gaming. So Mixer decided to throw some serious cash at some super famous streamers and give their streaming service a kind of early boost to start with an established audience already. Now, they spent millions on a few streamers. Specifically, they got Ninja and they got Shroud. Now, these guys pulled in tens of thousands of viewers themselves, and they were a major boost to the legitimacy of Mixer as a serious streaming service. Unfortunately for Mixer, it takes more than a few popular streamers to kill an established industry titan. Twitch just soldiered on like nothing happened, and ultimately Mixer failed. A few days ago it was announced that Mixer was shutting down. With Mixer shutting down, we were told all Mixer partners and streaming affiliates would be moved over to Facebook Gaming, another even less popular streaming service. Now, for some of the mid-level streamers, that's probably a really good thing. They still have a platform. But for the big boys of Mixer, like Ninja and Shroud, they have enough industry clout and enough money to effectively go wherever they want to. They can negotiate a deal with someone new. They're not bound by an exclusivity deal to a streaming service that no longer exists. So we're now in a situation where Ninja, Shroud, and Dr. Disrespect are all deplatformed. And this unique situation gave rise to the theory of Brime. Now, the general idea is that Ninja, Shroud, and Dr. Disrespect have been colluding behind the scenes to open a competing streaming service of their own. And the Doctor has been accused, but not proved, of reaching out to fellow Twitch streamers in order to facilitate a mass exodus and move his friends and colleagues over to their new service when it opens. None of this is proven, it's just a theory. Here's the idea. A new streaming service called Brime, hosting Ninja, Shroud and Dr. Disrespect as the flagship streamers. Now, I have several problems with every theory raised so far, so let's go through them and debunk what we can. Before we begin, a quick note. That new Twitter account, codename Brime @Brime, that was made this month and so far hasn't tweeted any concrete information. They also say they don't have a site yet. I'm pretty sure that's some random guy who just made the account recently and is loving the attention, riding the wave of popularity. I do not believe that is a company. Right, if Brime were real, where would such a massive service be hosted? Because you would need a hell of a lot of processing power. People have been speculating that it will be hosted by Spotify, the music streaming service. And I can see why this could be a logical choice. Spotify already have a massive infrastructure of streaming and hosting for music and audio. It could likely handle the shift over to video and gaming, and they have an established user base. They could absolutely afford the advertising. Spotify already exists as a downloaded program on most PCs and smartphones. Now, there are claims floating around that if this were the case, Spotify would not use the Spotify name. They would use a new name, a new IP, and build it up from scratch. My question to this theory is, why? Why a new name? Spotify carries industry prestige. If they wanted a gaming service, they'd just go with Spotify Gaming. It's already downloaded on every device you'd want it on. You've already got an audience. You'd have the most clout, and it's pretty easy to remember. You want to play to your strengths, not your unknown weaknesses. So I can't see Spotify being involved unless they want to call it Spotify Gaming. Now, the next theory is that Brime will be owned by Tencent. And Tencent is a Chinese mega conglomerate. They pretty much own every major video game. They are an investment company, which means they pump money into a project or a company, and in return they expect a share of the profits back. And from their portfolio, they are very, very good at doing this. Tencent own full shares in Riot Games, who make League of Legends, and Funcom, who make Conan Exiles. Then major controlling shares in Path of Exile, Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, and Fortnite. Then a minor controlling share in Ubisoft, Platinum Games, and Blizzard. So you can see Tencent are absolutely massive in the world of investment gaming, and Tencent have indeed expressed interest in starting a streaming service. But where did this connection to Brime come from? Well, the whole theory, from what I can tell, is stemming from the fact that if you type in Brime and Tencent into Google, you get this news article which features both the words Brime and Tencent. So I went ahead and read the article to try and find out what the link was. What I found out was there is no link. They just happen to have both the words Brime and Tencent appear in them at the same time. The main article is about Tencent's holdings and investments, and halfway down the article there is an advert in text for another article about Ninja, Shroud and Dr. Disrespect potentially starting a thing called Brime. So the words have absolutely no connection to each other, they just happen to appear on a single article. So the Tencent Brime link is false at best and incredibly tenuous at worst. And now on to the single most damning piece of evidence that Brime is either a codename or straight up false. And I'm amazed that more people haven't taken the literal 10 seconds it takes to actually do this. Go to brime.com. I did. It's for sale. Major breaking news. In the process of me editing this video and fact-checking everything I do, Brime.com has been sold. Brime.com is a real thing now, so let's go and have a look at what it is. Brime.com is a personal blog about poems and essays. Currently it features The Weeping Garden, a poem by Boris Pasternak. This does not look like a streaming site to me. So Brime.com is out. Maybe it's Brime.tv, because it's Twitch.tv, it's a streaming service, so I went to Brime.tv. It's a redirection site that sends you to this YouTube video.
You got debated. You got gotcha baited. You gotcha baited. Baited. Baited.
So it's not Brime.tv, but massive respect to whoever bought that domain just to do that. Then people started saying maybe it's watchbrime.com. So I went to watchbrime.com. What does this mean? Well, this website is parked, which means someone does own it. They've just chosen to not show anything on it right now. It doesn't mean that watchbrime.com is or isn't a streaming service. It means right now we have no idea what it is, and it has the potential to be anything. This is the only thing that's even remotely close to potentially being something, and it isn't anything right now. Now, fellow YouTuber Nerdy Wizard told me that brime.co.uk was a real website, so I went to have a look. It's an extremely basic amateur looking website that seems to have been released recently that talks about Dr. Disrespect's scandal and deplatforming. Then at the bottom it heavily advertises its first game, A Long Journey Forgotten Wild, which is currently available for the Android operating system. This is simply an advert for that game. It's either a student project or a first-time video game maker jumping on the hype train and using it to advertise their Android game, because there is no way a global company would use a .co.uk domain to host a global streaming service. Then we have watchbrime.tv. Now this is my favourite one so far. This is a parody and satire site designed to take the piss out of streaming. They describe themselves as streaming evolved. We can do what Microsoft's money can't. Then you come down to their future of tech, and then you have a look at, this is brilliant, their rules. The terms of service. Number 1, be nice. This one is easy. Be unto others as you would like to be treated. You could also even go the rainbow rule route. Do unto others as they would like to be treated. Number 2, don't be naughty. You know when you are being naughty and don't do that. Brilliant. Number 3, this is my favourite one. Break rule 1 or 2 and you will be banned. After a rule violation you will be banned, unless you are big and make us money, because then these rules do not apply to you. I don't care, call someone a racial slur or something, we will still ban you. And then down here you have an absolutely beautiful graphic of what the streaming service will look like. And just to drive the point home, it then says, you know this is parody by this point, right? I'd recommend, if you get a chance, you give the whole website a read, because it's actually very funny, top-class parody, well done to whoever decided to spend money on making that a reality. So what does all this mean? Brime is an interesting concept. A new streaming service with 3 of the world's top streamers, but it doesn't seem to have the behind-the-scenes work, the infrastructure that would be vital, already completed. If this is really what's happening, then everything important and necessary behind the scenes should have been completed months, if not years ago. Companies apply for copyrights and patents long before they actually launch a product or a service. I'm pretty confident, and this is my belief, that Brime is a code name for something else happening, or it's just straight up false. We will find out soon, and as soon as we know anything concrete, I'll make sure to keep you guys updated. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, then a like is much appreciated, and if you leave a comment down below, we can discuss what you think is going to happen with this whole saga. Subscribe if you'd like more daily videos on geek and gaming news, and share the video with whoever you think would like it. A massive thank you to all my supporters on Patreon, who make all of my content possible. Down below in the description, you'll find links to Twitch, the Discord chat, and the Patreon if you'd like to support. Thank you for your time, and as always, have a great day.